Samantha, a 27-year-old graphic designer, lived a life of careful routines. Every morning, she woke at 6:30, brewed her favorite coffee, and reviewed her daily schedule meticulously. Her small apartment was organized down to every detail, and even her plants were positioned perfectly for morning sunlight. Friends admired her discipline and ambition, calling her reliable and inspiring. Samantha prided herself on predictability. She believed that with careful planning, she could control her life. She had dreams of owning a home, traveling, and investing wisely to secure her future. Over the years, she had saved diligently, avoided unnecessary risks, and meticulously tracked every penny. For Samantha, stability was safety, and safety was everything. She never imagined that life could throw an unforeseen disaster her way, a storm so sudden that it could obliterate everything she had built. But that Wednesday morning, her world was about to change forever. It started as a normal day. Samantha sipped her coffee while scrolling through emails, checking work updates, and responding to client messages. Among the usual notifications, one email subject line made her pause. Immediate action required. Investment alert. She clicked it, expecting a routine update, but the message made her heart stop. The company she had invested the majority of her life savings in had declared bankruptcy overnight. Every plan, every dream, every bit of security she had worked for vanished instantly. Her hands trembled as she reread the words, hoping they were a mistake, an error she could correct with a phone call. But the numbers, the losses, the stark reality were undeniable. Samantha felt as if the floor had disappeared beneath her. She immediately dialed her financial advisor. The line connected, and a calm but firm voice confirmed her worst fears. The bankruptcy was real, irreversible, and catastrophic. Samantha collapsed into her chair, gasping, unable to breathe properly. Panic coursed through her veins. All the sacrifices she had made, the long nights working freelance projects, the careful budgeting, the small joys she had foregone, suddenly seemed pointless. Her mind raced through the years of planning, trying to understand how a single night could dismantle everything. It wasn't just money she lost, it was stability, trust, and the sense of control that had defined her existence. She felt a crushing emptiness, a void that threatened to swallow her. In shock, Samantha wandered through the city streets, her apartment key dangling loosely in her hand. Life around her continued normally. Children laughed on the sidewalks, cafes bustled with morning crowds, and the sunlight streamed warmly across the buildings. Yet she felt detached, as though she were observing the world through a glass barrier. Conversations around her sounded distant, meaningless. Even her closest friends' messages of concern felt hollow, inadequate to bridge the chasm between her inner turmoil and the ordinary world outside. Samantha felt alien in her own life, suddenly a stranger in a place that had once been familiar and comforting. Back in her apartment, Samantha sat silently for hours, staring at her laptop screen, the email still open. She tried to eat, but food tasted bland, mechanical. Sleep eluded her as she replayed every decision that led to this point. How had she been so careful, yet so vulnerable? Every late night, every frugal choice, every careful calculation seemed pointless in the face of this sudden disaster. She realized with terrifying clarity that life was unpredictable, fragile, and cruelly indifferent to human planning. The safe, ordered world she had known was gone, replaced with a new reality where certainty no longer existed. Days passed in a haze. Samantha forced herself to take small steps, answering client emails, organizing her work files, and trying to maintain basic routines. Slowly, she began taking freelance projects she had previously avoided, managing her finances with new rigor, and seeking advice from mentors she had once overlooked. Each small victory, sending an invoice, completing a design, paying a bill on time, felt monumental. She discovered resilience within herself she hadn't known existed, a spark of determination that refused to be extinguished by loss. The shock had humbled her, revealing both vulnerability and strength she never imagined.
Yet the memory of that fateful morning lingered. Samantha now noticed every fleeting moment with heightened awareness. The chirping of birds outside her window, the smell of coffee brewing, strangers' smiles on the street. Life had become precious in its fragility, each moment an opportunity rather than a given. She began journaling, documenting her experience with painstaking detail. She wrote not just about her financial collapse, but also about her inner journey, the fear, the panic, and ultimately the strength she found in surviving. Samantha realized that even when everything falls apart, there is a way forward if one refuses to surrender to despair.
Months later, Samantha had rebuilt her life. Her savings were modest, but she was wiser, stronger, and more appreciative of every small victory. She valued relationships, experiences, and growth over material security. The night that had shattered her world had transformed her perspective entirely. She understood that life could be shocking, unpredictable, and unforgiving, yet survival and adaptation were always possible. Samantha's story was a testament to resilience, a reminder that even when everything is lost, one could rise again, stronger and more aware than ever before.
So, guys, how did you like it? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe so more shocking stories can reach you. Your support helps me bring even more amazing stories.